In the morning light when the sun does rise, hope awakens like a bird in the skies. With every heartbeat, we dance through time, together strong in love's perfect rhyme. La familia nos une, we stand side by side. With fear in our hearts, we let love be our guide. Hand in hand we move, as one we strive. In this beautiful journey, it's where we thrive. Esperanza en nuestras almas, oh, together we can conquer all the doubts we know. Amor y amistad, like a river so wide. In God we trust, He's our friend and our pride. With every step we take, let faith be our song.
Buenos días, buen día, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a Conversaciones de Salud. I'm excited to be here today with my co-host and partner, Pedro Pepe Figueroa. Pedro, ¿a dónde tú estás?
Hey, how you doing? Nice to be here. Well, I'm always here in the
Gracias.
backstage, but it's nice to be
Sí,
here on the main stage in front of
you
the
have to
cameras
be
and
on
all
the
that.
main stage. That song, isn't that song bellísima?
Wow, I love it. I was trying to like to upload here, to download to my computer, to upload to StreamYard so I can use it,
Sí.
and it's awesome.
Well, it was written by one of our former students, Jesus Chewy, who's now
Yeah.
with the Minnesota Recovery Connection. Y yo le dije, I'm doing a presentation, y yo le dije, oh, vamos a hacer algo, qué sé yo, ni qué, and he came up with this beautiful song.
Nice,
So I
nice.
wanted to empezar this brand new podcast that we're doing, uh, charlas, un poquito de té y café, y hablar hoy sobre diabetes.
All
Y
right, let's do it.
yeah, and I'm just thrilled to be here with you, Pepe, because as you and I have spoken before, y vamos a hablar Spanglish, okay? If that's okay.
No problemas. I can try a little bit to tell, like, to speak a little bit with my Spanish.
¿Verdad que sí? You're Brazilian,
Yo,
porque tú eres Brazilian.
yeah, I can speak Spanish and yo puedo hablar también un poquito de portugués.
Y un poquito de puertorriqueño, right?
Yeah.
So diabetes is deep in my family roots, but I really don't know the historical background because of our own family dynamics.
Yeah.
Beloved sister recently passed away, Evelyn Maria Camacho Tata, and she's been a diabetic since a child. And towards the end of her life, she had her feet amputated. It affected her kidneys y todo eso. Cuando tú me contaste que tú también eres un diabetic,
Sí,
fue
también
como una
soy.
bendición. I'm sorry, pero para mí fue una bendición because we could have this conversation. So I'd like to turn it over to you, Pepe.
Well, I think,
Introduce yourself. Tell us
well,
about you y vamos a empezar la conversación.
yo soy un novaiorquino con puertorriqueño y brasileño. So I have a little bit of everything. My mom was from Brazil, and I was born in New York, and I stayed like most of my life in Brazil. So my wife is Brazilian. My daughter, they speak Portuguese, and I speak a little bit of Spanish too because of my dad. So he passed away like 6 months ago, and it's
Sí.
funny because he passed away, but he was 96 years old, and I was taking him to go to McDonald's to have ice cream because he was 96, but he didn't have diabetes, and I had diabetes with 54. So so it was kind of funny that my dad with 96 could eat everything he wants, and I couldn't. So it's life. But let's talk about diabetes
Sí,
because like one
sí,
of the main thing that I want like people to understand that it's a silence disease. So it's really important to people to understand. Es muy importante para que todos saben que la doença es silenciosa.
sí.
So you can have diabetes, and most of the people, most of like the doctors and all, they say that most of the people they don't know that they have diabetes or they are already pre-diabetic. So that's why, because it's a silence kind of a disease. You cannot like, you don't see nothing wrong most of the time. So I discovered my diabetes. I was 37,
Oh
38,
wow.
around that. So I was kind of a young.
Wow.
I was never like big. I'm saying fat or something like that.
See.
But I have a big history inside my family. So my mom was diabetic.
Oh.
My grandmother was diabetic. So I have, from the side of my mom, I have a lot of people with diabetes. But I never pay attention to that, even because I'm a man. You know how men are. We think we are Superman. So
Women too, no te creas.
yeah, so we're all like that, even being a Latino, like how it is. We don't
And it's
think that
scary. It's scary to
it
to
is.
to think that it would happen to me. It's okay, happen to you, bendito, but not, pero para mí no.
Yeah,
O sea,
well, but like
wow.
like you said, I think was bendición, because I changed my
Yes.
style. I changed the way I was eating, and make me start learning about it. Because my first 10 years of having diabetes, I was not changing my numbers, so I was not getting better. And the problem with diabetes is it just get worse and worse and worse, and then you need to take more medicines and stuff like that. And one of the things that like I discover in my journey with diabetes is like the doctors don't want to cure. They don't want to like to fix you, let's say like that. They want to keep
Sí.
you taking medicines, and I don't know why. Like, we know we have that kind of idea that they want to keep like selling more medicines
Sí,
and stuff
sí.
like that. But I thought that the doctors were there to try to help me. I'm not saying they were not helping, but they
Yes.
were trying.
Yes.
But then I discovered that most of the doctors, they don't have like a background with nutrition, with food, and understand really deep how food works with your body. They're like more assigned, or they study more like some regions of your body. They don't have that a broad kind of
Right.
a knowledge. And that was like, wow, you're a doctor. You're supposed to know all of that. So one of the things that I discovered in my journey is that carbs. So what is carbs? Pasta, pizza, rice and beans,
No, not rice and beans, not yuca.
yeah, no,
No.
yuca. Yeah, I love
No, not
yuca. I
yuca.
love yuca. I love yuca, and I
No.
cannot, I cannot eat yucas no more. I love like fried yucas, yucas with butter. I love yuca, but yeah, that's in my past. So, and so all of that, it becomes glucose, that is sugar, or you can call energy inside your body. So your body, like inside your body, it doesn't understand what is sugar, like a white spoon of sugar or whatever like you call sugar is,
Sí.
and carbs. So everything is like inside your body is gonna like be transformed in that energy for you. So it took me like more than 10 years to discover that. So in the first thing I did, my doctor told me, "Hey, don't like, you young, you're good, don't be afraid. Just change a little bit your diet and cut sugar." And I was, okay, that's nice. So that's not like a big deal. I had diabetes, but like, I'm just gonna cut sugar, in these days. We have a lot of sweeteners, and like, I can like maybe have some sweet, and then I was eating a lot of fruits. I was eating bananas. I was eating watermelon. I was eating mangoes. I was, at the time, I was living in Brazil. So we have all kind of fruits over there. So
Uf, qué
I was eating a lot of
rico.
fruits, and in my head, I was thinking, I'm doing the right thing. I'm like, I'm eating healthy, my numbers are coming down. So if anyone that is watching this understand a little bit about diabetes, my numbers in A1C, the A1C is what measure your blood sugar or glucose in a period of time. like 3 months. Okay, so that's a more like a specific kind of a blood work that you need to do to find that number. And for a normal person, it's below 5.6. That's the
Okay.
normal, like for 5, 4 point something. And when I discovered my diabetes, I was like 10. So I was really high, really, really high number. And during that my journey, that's first 10 years, I was not making that number go below 7. I was always keeping 7.1, 7.8. So it's bad. It's not that bad like 10, or you can have people going above 10,
Right.
but was not good. So, and then I say, why that's happening? Why I can't like control. And I'm a type of person that I like to have control of my life,
Mhm.
and I want to understand. So I start like reading books. I start talking with friends. There are like doctors, and I have a good friend that became like a nutritionist, and I say, hey, why this is happening? So he started like teaching me and opening my eyes. So I think the journey is really long, but I can talk a lot. So Carmen.
Well, no, no, that's wonderful because you bring a reality to it. Porque si uno lo lee o habla con el doctor, it's very scientific, and yeah, and it's how do we heal ourselves
Yeah,
internally?
and it's a really danger disease because
Yes,
just for to people to understand, I'm not a doctor. Okay, I just
yeah,
have diabetes. That's why I'm
right.
talking about it. So
That's
please,
right.
if you need something, if you think you have diabetes or something,
Go to
go
your
to a
doctor.
doctor.
That's
Yes, and
right.
talk with them. I'm
That's
not
right.
here like to treat you or nothing. But it's good for
Yep.
people to understand that we have right now we have two types of diabetes. Okay,
Right.
some doctors say that we have a spectrum, like a bigger spectrum of diabetes, but
Right.
like from FDA or whatever, it's two types. Type 1 diabetes is the one that you don't like your body don't create no more insulin. Insulin is
Okay.
a hormone that opens, that say to your cell and say to your cell, say, hey, open because we have sugar here, we have energy for you. So open and use this sugar. Okay, so in
Okay.
type 1, most of the people they are born with that, or in like
Okay.
really young age they develop that kind of a
Oh.
problem, so they don't create no more insulin, so they need like to use and take insulin in some way
And
to
that'll be a lifetime thing. This is a lifetime thing.
yes
It isn't like when they get
uh,
older, maybe. No sabes.
it's a lifetime
It's
thing
a
right
lifetime.
now. I
Sí, eso es lo que yo
heard.
entiendo. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that China and some countries they are developing some kind of ways to like yeah, it's the future. They are trying to cure, but it's not there yet.
Right.
Okay, and the type 2 is a different type. Type 2 the one is the one that I have that you develop during your like life, and most of the time is because you have that kind of heritage with your family, or because you eat really bad, because we eat bad. Everyone, whatever is watching this right now, we
Yes.
eat bad,
Yes.
really, really bad. I don't care what kind of country or culture you are,
Es
but we
verdad.
eat bad because we are eating too much. Now,
Ujú.
our body, after like we discover energy, and when I say light, and we discover like a refrigerator and we
Sí.
can stock food. So we eat too much. We don't eat no more in a way to just to heal or to keep our bodies up.
No.
We eat for pleasure. We eat because
Sí.
we want to have that taste.
Mm,
We eat too much. We eat three,
yeah.
5 times a day. Back in the past, nobody was dying because we are like without food, and
No.
people were like eating like maybe
No.
once a day or even
Mhm.
once like in 2, 3 days.
Mhm.
So like people need to understand that our body was not made to eat that much of carbs, that much of sugar, and all of that. So that's why we had that. So the type 2, you still create insulin. Your body still create a lot of insulin. Whatever, it just create insulin for you, but you have what they call resistance, your
Right.
insulin resistance. So what
Yes,
happened
sir.
is your cells even having that insulin, that or hormone, like saying, "Hey, open and use the sugar that you have here, this energy." The cell just say, "No, no, I don't want it." Like I don't want to open.
Yeah.
I don't want to use that. Keep that sugar in your vein, in your blood. Like, keep it there. And you say, "No, but you need to use it." So, but no, it doesn't work. Creates that resistance of the insulin that you create. So what's like, what you can do? Take medicines to say, hey, open, open.
Open
So
to
you have
balance
big
it.
big big medicines like metformin,
Mm,
and others that you can take. So that's what they treat. They treat like how they're gonna make your cells open again to that energy, to that glucose that you have inside your body. But an easy way, I will not say easy because nothing is easy,
nothing's easy. No.
but
No.
you can change your diet. And when I say diet, I would say better. You need to change your way of thinking about food,
Food.
and do a whole 360. So you can eat better or eat things, start to learn what it's going to become sugar inside your body, or what's going to become like carbs or energy. So then with that, you can start like eating, oh, okay, so I can eat a little bit of salad, I can eat protein, so I can eat more meat or maybe cheese, fats, and then I'm not I don't want to go through that route because it's complex, and I'm
Right.
not a
Right.
nutritionist and nothing, so I don't want to give
Right.
advice
Right.
to no one.
No. No.
But
No. You're
if you start
sharing your
reading,
reality. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna see that, white bread, pasta, I don't know, pizza, crackers, everything, that most people eat, even when you're a child. That's crazy. Even soda. I know all the numbers now because I'm diabetic right now, like for like, I would say 20 years,
Oh wow.
almost 20
Okay.
years. And, like I know a can of soda have like 35 grams of sugar,
Mhm,
just
mhm, mhm.
one. And we're not supposed to take that much of sugar in just one, even because it's a liquid. The difference between being a liquid with 35 grams of sugar and maybe eat something that's going to digest, that it have protein together, it's going to take a while to get to your system. It's a liquid. It goes straight to your blood, and it's 35 grams of sugar just like and
I do.
going there.
Yeah.
And you and people don't
Yeah.
understand that. They
No.
still like drink a lot of sodas and different kind of sodas and things like that.
Well,
So
it's
it's
addictive.
tough.
It's an addiction. The sugar is an addiction, and the white flour. I was sharing with one of my associates que I did a boot camp
Yeah.
on exercise and diet, and 10 weeks. And at the end of the 10 weeks, we all had to write a goodbye letter to something negative. So I wrote a goodbye letter to my three lovers. And my three lovers, get your mind out of the gutter, were sugar, flour, and dairy.
Yeah.
And I felt like, yes, I conquered it. I'm breast cancer saved because I got rid of those three lovers. My lovers are creeping back in.
Well, one of the things that people need to understand that you can like look for, replacements like say like that, like other kind of food they're gonna give you. It's not gonna be the same. Look,
No, but you
yeah,
have to read all of that, and then
yeah,
I look at the sugar, and oh, okay, fine. But then I look at the salt, or something else catches my eye, y no sé qué
yeah,
hacer. So I'll go to what's
yeah,
comfortable, which is
yeah.
the croissant. Allá en la esquina, que están ahí en la izquierda, ya la buena.
Yeah, I love croissant too,
I
even with
know,
chocolate. Chocolate
no, I
croissant. You know what? I love donuts. Oh my
I
God.
no
People that are
empieces.
watching this and had diabetes now is like, oh, what you talking? I thought you're gonna talk about diabetes. Why are you making me like hungry and talking about donuts and then croissant with chocolate?
I know, but we have to face the reality that that is our enemy.
Oh yeah, and
You
even
know?
that, I have a family. I have my daughter. I have my wife, and I don't
Yeah.
cut. They have. I try to teach them. like, hey,
Sí,
this is
sí.
not good, it's not that good for you, and this is not good for you. But we sometimes I buy pizza,
Sí.
for them, and I can smell the pizza. Sometimes I just take the cheese on top and eat the cheese, just to say, yeah, I'm having a little piece of pizza. But I'm just
Wow.
saying, I
That's
try not to
resistance.
be
Yeah.
like crazy about it, and people cannot eat around me.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
I go to restaurants like normal, but I have a salad, I have my Coke Zero, and people are gonna say, "Oh, so Diet Coke and Diet this and that." It's not good too. I'm not saying that like start drinking Coke Zero or whatever like
No, no.
soda.
Sí.
No, those like sweeteners, they're bad for you too. But
Yeah.
now in my
Yeah.
case, I need to have something sweet. I cannot just like live my life without like
Yeah.
zero pleasure. My pleasure is like
Yes.
10%.
Yes, yes, yes. My sister would say la misma cosa, tú sabes. She would make the pasteles de yuca. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, I stop
And
all of that. I love
they were the best.
bacalaíto. You know bacalaíto?
Que sí que.
Oh, I
I am
love
Titi Bacalao in
Yeah.
St. Paul, Minnesota, because I can eat all those
Yeah.
bacalaitos.
I love bacalaíto. I cannot eat bacalaíto no more
So
too.
because they're fried or because of all the
Because
flour
because the
or
flour that
yeah,
comes with. I can eat bacalhau,
the bacalao's okay,
Yeah, the codfish is okay, but I cannot eat
not the
like the
fried.
flour. Yeah.
And how about plátano dulce, plátano maduro con huevo
Well,
frito?
that's a big problem. So
Eso es un
bananas,
problema.
yes, bananas, all kind of bananas. Well, for sure, you have the different kind of bananas that maybe you can eat a little bit here and there. But
Sí.
one point that I need to like tell people is like even we have the same type of diabetes. Let's say you that are listening right now, you that are watching, you have type 2 diabetes, okay?
Sí.
And then you're going to hear like me saying that banana is not good for you. But the point is, each body is a different body. Okay, so sometimes you can have a higher resistance of your insulin, or I can have a higher resistance of insulin. From my journey, because I use what they call CGM. It's a little monitor that you put in your body, and you can like track where your sugar is.
Yeah.
It's not 100%, but it's 80%. It's pretty like close to it. So I know what kind of food mess with my blood sugar. So
Oh
I know
wow.
bananas, I cannot eat bananas. Some people say, oh, you can eat like when they are green because they are
Yeah.
not that sweet. But I prefer not to eat no bananas. If I cannot eat it the way I want or the regular way, I prefer not to eat it. So I don't eat bananas. I don't eat no watermelons. I don't eat no fruits in these days. I go to the berry kind of a family. So
Oh,
like
okay. Blueberries,
blueberries and
strawberries.
strawberries, because they have a lot of like I would say it's not meat, but they have a lot of. It's not only the juice. They have a little bit of sugar or whatever, but it's not that much. I cannot eat like a bunch of strawberries, but I can
Sí.
eat one or two or three, or maybe do a dessert and put them together. The other thing
Sí.
I think people, it's like good today to know, is like the way you eat, it gonna help you to observe whatever you're eating. So let's say
Ajá.
you're gonna eat something that has a little bit of sugar. So try to eat the protein first. So
Okay.
why? Because your body, what you put inside your body, you giving some kind of. Let's put your body as a I don't know, like a una fábrica.
Sí.
Okay, so you're putting that inside your body, so that food is gonna start working there. All the employees, everybody inside your body is gonna start working. But what you put first is protein, has no carbs, no kind of energy. It's a clean kind of food. They're gonna be okay. So we need to work hard here and start working. And then you put a little bit of sugar. Say, oh, that's what I want. Yeah, but
Oh, para
oh, it's
darle.
so small, and
Yeah.
then it's observed in a slow way. If you go first for a soda, if you go first for like an orange juice, if you go first for those like really starchy or really sugar kind of a food, that's what's gonna spike really fast, your insulin, because like the resistance is there. If you have type 2, or even if you have type 1, you're gonna need to inject insulin in your body. So it's a lot of things that people need to learn, and took me a long time. I
So if
hope like we're talking
yeah,
about this can help people right now to get to my
yeah.
point faster.
Right, right. And I hope that, taking this information and putting to put it out there and make sure, okay, we can share with the community. Mira, so for protein, like would that be un huevo frito con una taza de café? No sugar, pero mucha leche.
See,
Sí.
it's totally normal. I eat a lot of eggs. The whole family here. We buy
Aquí
those
comen mucho
little big
huevo.
box. Yes, we
Yeah,
I eat at least 2 eggs a day,
me too.
sometimes
Yeah,
more.
yeah, me
I try
too.
to eat eggs in the morning because that's another thing that is really interesting. This
Uh-huh,
happened with most of the diabetic people like me. Type 2. It's when you wake up in the morning, you can have like a good level. Let's say you're like 90, below 100, below 125. And then you start seeing that even without eating nothing, even like drinking water, you're going to see your blood sugar going to start spiking. And that's normal. Normal why? Because your body is waking up. So your body is saying to your system, hey, everybody inside there, like start working, you know?
levántate,
Levántate,
despiértate.
and that's makes whatever like you have inside your body, it makes create some kind of energy for you because you're
Sí.
waking up, and that energy, sugar, carbs, or whatever like fat you have, is gonna the body is gonna try to create the energy for you, so you're gonna have a spike. So most of the time I have a spike normally like 20 points, 30 points.
Wow.
And that's a lot, because if I wake
Yeah.
up with 100, that means like in an hour I'll be 130. If
And
I
what's normal? And what's those numbers you're saying? What
You're
would
supposed to
be
be below 100. A
below
normal,
100?
yeah, a normal people it's below 100, but a normal people have spikes too.
Sí,
But they're
sí.
like really like I would say 130, and they go back right away. You can see
Okay.
like in a little diagram and things like
Sí,
that.
que
You could
sube
see
y
that it goes
baja.
up and baja bien like in
Sí.
15 minutes and stuff like that. But for us, most of the
Wow.
time it goes up and stay an hour or 2 hours, depending how often you take your medicine, how often you eat bad things, because I was testing different kind of breads. I told you about that because
Sí, sí.
right now you go to Walmart and say, oh, one net carbs. This is no sugar and all of that. Say a lot of good things about those breads. So even those flat breads, como se fuese tortillas.
Sí.
So, and they say that, oh, no flour, no regular flour, different kind of flour, different kind of starch or whatever. And I was testing all of that because I have a CGM in my body, so I can see ups and down. And most of them, I would say no, 100% of them, it was messing with my blood sugar. So I'm
Oh,
not saying don't buy it. I'm saying
right, right.
test it.
Test
Test
it.
it, because your body is
Vela.
different of my body. My body right now, I can say that I have a really, really hard insulin resistance. So everything I put inside is really, really bad. I need to check, I need to see it a
Sí.
little bit, like peanuts. People say that diabetics can eat peanuts. And I eat peanuts sometimes, but I know what happened with peanuts with me. Peanuts,
Uh-huh.
I eat peanuts like a little ball. It doesn't spike my blood sugar, but it start like doing really, really slow and stay high for hours. So it's like it's not good too. So you don't want just like to see when the spiking comes down. You want to have a level. So, like if peanuts like gonna give me like 150 and stay 150 for a couple of hours, that's not good for you. So you need to learn what affect you. It's not something that you can follow me and say I'm gonna eat whatever Pedro is eating because
Right.
I'm
No,
gonna be okay. No, each
no.
body is different. So each resistance that you have or your insulin is different. So you need to discover what is best for you. The best way of doing it is having a CGM. A CGM is kind of expensive. It's around like I don't know $100 a month. It's like $50 each one. The technology, it's getting better and better. I think in the future it will be easier. Even they're saying the Apple Watch, they're going to have kind of a system that they can tell you how much of sugar you have in your body without poking your finger or nothing. So let's
Oh,
see. That's the hopes that we have. But
hope
for
so.
right now, you need to pay. So even most of the insurance, they don't cover the CGM. So it depends on which state you are. It's a little bit difficult. I'm in Florida, so Florida, my insurance doesn't cover. I need to buy from my pocket, but I do it because it's the best way of track whatever I'm eating, what is good, what is bad. I think I have more control of my life.
Wow. And I know in Minnesota, there's been a lot of development in insulin, affordable, and House Representative Maria Isa, she's diabetic. She even sent insulin to Puerto Rico cuando
Yeah.
Hurricane Maria. Y unfortunately, ella está en Puerto Rico right now doing some stuff, pero en el futuro she's gonna be joining us because ella sabe exactly what you're talking about.
It's
El
really
gasto.
important to people to understand what diabetes
Yes,
is, and how you
yes.
can treat, and better than that, how you can avoid it. Because it's not something that you want to have or be pre-diabetic. Most of the people, like I said in the beginning of this live stream, they
Sí.
don't know they're already
No.
diabetic, and that's so scary.
Yes.
It's really hard. Like I tell you how I discovered that I was diabetic, and this is one of the main, let's say, ways to discover. I was drinking water like soda. I was like enjoying, drinking water.
Drinking water.
I was taking like I don't know, like liters and liters like
Oh,
of water
wow.
every day. I love to drink cold water, and I was drinking
Mm,
Gratin from the refrigerator, blah, 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 blah. And that was making what pee a lot too. But I
right.
was thinking in my head,
Hopefully.
yeah, in my head, I was thinking, oh, that's so good because I'm drinking a lot of water. That means, I'm getting healthy. So,
Right.
like it. But one thing that was really strange for me is what I love soda. I love Coca Cola. That's my weakness. And I was drinking a lot of Coca Cola too. But I'm saying all the time, I was like maybe feeling more like I want to drink water. I don't know why my body was craving water.
Water.
And I was like, water don't taste nothing. Why I'm craving water? And I was kind of like, something's wrong. That's not me. And then a
Wow.
day without telling my wife, the family, nothing, because I knew the history of the family and all of that. I went to do my A1C, my blood work. You need to do that in the morning. It's better without eating nothing the whole night. And I discovered that I was diabetic. So, you can have little. You need to pay attention to your body. Your body is gonna give you
It's gonna
some
tell you.
some signs,
Yes, it is.
and had different ones. Depends. Like
See,
another thing important, Carmen, is like people think that diabetes type 2 is only fat people gonna get it, and that's
see.
not true.
No.
That's totally not true. You can be like skinny like me, and you can have diabetes. So don't go that route. Don't go
Wow.
that. Don't think that because you're not fat or like I don't have diabetes. No, no, no. Diabetes, it's just like it can get you, can get kids. And these days, a lot of kids are getting diabetes
I
because like we
know.
eat so bad.
I know. I know. In our conversations con la comunidad, I like to remind families que si tuve tu hijo, tu hija, que they're lethargic and maybe they're on drugs, but they may also be diabetic.
Yeah,
And the importance to get that checked. Yo voy para el doctor and they never ever ask me, you
yeah.
know, yeah. And I always have to say, hey, can you give me a diabetic thing? Because, my bio mom was,
Well, one
but
of the things that is bad too, Carmen, is not only trying to find out your A1C, but
sí,
it's trying to find other biomarks that gonna tell you that your body's not doing that good. So you can do a blood sugar and see how much of insulin your body's creating. You have different biomarks that you can do, but
oh,
most of the time the doctors don't ask for that. First, because it's kind of expensive, sometimes, and sometimes it's just because like they are like more like on that kind of uh, the way you put your car to the to the dealer. They just check those like
yeah.
most like oh, it's a 20,000 mile thing. Okay, so let's check this and that, and that's it. So we are just a
No, la
number.
verdad, es la verdad,
We
and
are just
and
a
that's a
number.
scary part of it.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, and as I was preparing with the diabetic numbers, nationwide and worldwide, not in
Yeah,
nationwide, it's a worldwide epidemic, and yo pienso que having these conversations, because it's so important to bring awareness.
yeah,
Y no te crea that I haven't had people tell me exactly what you're telling me. But I'm the type of person, the learner, who has to like touch it, smell it, feel it before
yeah.
they comprehend.
I'm the
And
same way. That's
¿verdad
why
que sí?
I
Yes.
got screwed because like I was like, that's not gonna happen to me. It's like what you're talking about. I'm healthy. I'm not fat. I eat a little bit
I
bad
drink
here and
water.
there. Yeah,
I
but
like to drink water. Yeah.
I like to drink water. Or even that, I was eating, rice and beans. And say, hey, you see here on the side has a little salad too, so I'm healthy.
Oh my gosh, I make rice and beans with my rice and beans. That's
I,
my side dish to the rice and
I
beans.
was
El
doing
arroz
the
con
same
habichuela.
thing. Yeah, in Brazil we do the same thing as a Puerto Rican and all the Latin
Sí,
countries. We eat rice and beans with something,
sí,
and
sí.
sometimes we put some potatoes there too, fried
Yeah,
potatoes, and
yeah.
and
And
then we put the
noodles
protein. It's
y
sometimes noodle.
yautía.
Yeah, it's a lot of carbs.
You got me with the yautía because I love to just, guayar la yautía, make a little yautía fritter.
Yeah.
And until you told me about the yautía, I didn't
Yeah.
realize,
Yeah, and one of the things,
yeah.
Carmen, just like to people like to really understand, because sometimes people say, "Okay, I'm diabetic, diabetes, a disease," but the problem is, they're like seeing right now, they're like the studies saying that the diabetes is just the beginning, even for Alzheimer, even for other disease. So
Yes,
the problem with
yes.
diabetes is it's just like the little thing of the big point of the iceberg. You know what I'm
¿Verdad
saying?
que
So
sí?
it can be really bad in your body. Depends. I'm not saying that's for everyone, but I'm just saying, like that's just like the first marker that maybe is coming out. So you need to pay attention. It's really
We,
good for like moms
yes.
and dads, even like Puerto Ricans or Colombianos que habla español, take care of their kids. Like
¿Verdad que sí?
Oreo. I'm not gonna take. I don't want like people to to like
You
sue me
mean with
because
that
I'm
yummy
talking.
inside?
Yeah, I don't want people to sue me about like all those brands, but like soda, 35 grams of sugar in one can.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like that's crazy.
Eso es veneno, eso es
See,
veneno. Y
see,
yo
we
se
are
lo digo a
drinking.
los padres, usted le está
Yeah.
dando a su hijo veneno, bendito, vamos a darle
Yeah.
agua.
Well, I
And I,
have inside my family, my wife's families, they have like kids and they have babies. They were drinking soda with three,
yes,
4 years old.
yes.
And I was like, oh, you
In the
crazy.
bottle with milk. That's how I drank my
Yeah.
soda way back then. Así mismo.
It's
Café
crazy.
Bustelo
Yeah. And
con un
because I
poquito
have
de
in
ginger
my
ale.
yeah, in my case, because I have the experience, my daughter, she's 18 right now, and she try it, but she hates whatever carbonate water because she don't have that, she didn't develop that kind of,
Sí,
okay, I like carbonate and
sí.
soda and stuff like that, so she just drink water and some kind of juice sometimes, but it's
Yeah.
mainly water. So, and I tell her like that's awesome. That's so good for you.
Again, validating the fact that everything starts at home.
Yes.
Yes, porque and when you mentioned that bubbled water, you see little kids when the parents le da una botella and the water is going in their nose and and they go.
Yeah.
It's like a smoker. You know, you inhale, I'm dying, but
Yeah.
then you become this addicted smoker. And that's why they lose that sense of they become accustomed to it. Pero tu nena,
Yeah.
porque en la casa they made
Yeah.
sure que estaba, it's at the home. Pepe, I
Yes.
need to ask you another thing. I was having a chat with my pal,
Mm.
and I remember mi hermana Tata cuando ella se ponía her insulin, que a mí me daba tanta pena porque there wasn't a spot on her that she did not poke.
Mm-hmm.
And as I recall in those times, the needles were not like they are now. Tú sabes que más que se
Yeah.
toca y tú sabes algo de eso. Tú sabes
Well,
de cómo se hacía antes o porque
Well,
tú.
you need the right way of doing it is poking, your fingers, and getting a little bit of drop of your blood. That's the best way of doing is more accurate. Let's say like that.
Oh, okay.
So it still is the best way. But like I said, you had the CGM. So it's a glucose monitor, glucose controller, something like
Sí.
that. So it's just a little device. It's like a size of a coin, and you put in the back of your arm. Some people put it
Sure, and I've
here on the
seen them.
stomach.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that keeps seeing your body. But the
Oh,
problem with a
that's what.
CGM, the technology right now, the big problem is it's just a little needle that is there, but it's flexible, so it's just under your skin. So it's not getting straight to your blood or to your vein and getting blood from there. It's getting from your skin. So that's why it's not 100% accurate. So when you do with your blood from your finger, you're gonna have a more like a specific, accurate
That's right.
number. So the CGM, you need to like to be aware that it's not 100%, but it's good so you know what's going up and down. And
That's
it give you
yeah.
readings every 1 minute or even every 10 minutes, depends of the brand that you buy. So it giving different reads, and it's giving you like in your phone, on your watch,
Wow.
so you can keep tracking, and that's so
Wow.
awesome because then
No kidding. Yeah.
when you can eat, or when you need to
See.
take your insulin, or when you
See.
need to like take your medicine. So it's right now it's the best way of doing it. And for people that have type 1 diabetes, that means that they need to take insulin. Right now those CGMs, they have some brands that they have a pump together. So the thing is, right now, people don't need to inject insulin, like in the old style, put like something in your arm and
Yeah. Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
vaccine or something like that.
Sí,
You
¿verdad?
have a
Sí.
little pump. It's a small device you put here in your stomach,
Sí.
and it talks with the CGM. And then when you eat something and you need insulin, because type 1 just don't like make insulin, the body don't make, so you need to like put
You're,
inside, so it pumps insulin to your body. So it's
wow.
amazing. So to control, it's easier in these days, but at the same time, it's a pandemic. What that means is everybody's having diabetes, always gonna have diabetes. So it's not good. We need to change the way. We don't need to like people are thinking, oh, it's like HIV. In these days, people don't die with HIV no more because you have like medicine that control, but you don't want to get it. So the like we're not talking about like like you don't want to have diabetes,
No, you don't want to have breast cancer. No, you don't
yeah. Oh, because you can treat it and because you can like
no, it's okay. Thanks.
it doesn't make no sense for me. And people live their lives like, oh, okay, I'm Superman, and I am one of those. So I'm not like saying that, like, I know. That's why I'm here talking about it, because we need to open their eyes. Los
Yes.
Latinos, los hombres, mujeres, todos,
Sí, los
en
niños
los niños,
necesitamos
yeah.
hablar sobre eso. Another thing I wanted to ask you before we head off here is tú tienes mucha experiencia, tu trabajo es, internet or this world we're in, AI,
Technology,
and
yeah.
yeah, yo quería hablarte un poquito, just a minute about AI, porque tú hablaste how the Apple's Watch talks to the thing, and these devices are.
Yeah. Well, it's like I can talk a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna go too deep or
No,
like
no, no,
I don't
not too deep.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we'll do that at the next
Because
show.
yeah,
A
because
cliffhanger.
one of the things that people don't realize with technology is like there all those technologies that we like using or we use in every day is developed by us. So because we develop all those like technology because we have our sensors. There are our eyes, is language. Yeah, we communicate with language. We have our hands, we have the touch, we have all those sensors that can feel
Sí.
everything around. So everything that we develop is because we have those kind of sensors. And I was talking with you, yes, about protocols. So all the softwares, like the Apple Watch, when it talks with the CGM, they need to have a protocol. A protocol, nothing is like a language, it's a way to communicate. So that's because we developed that way, because we need to communicate. If I start like falando em português aqui, as pessoas não vão entender. So if I start like talking in Portuguese, people are not going to understand. So
Sí, sí,
we need to have that language. So to
sí.
communicate, to understand each other, we need to have that protocol, what we call language in computer science, let's say like that. So it's really important to people to understand that, because then you start thinking about technology in a different way. So you're learning different ways of talking with different devices. And AI, it's coming, right now. And it's the big thing about AI, it's able to talk whatever protocol or whatever language you can invent it. So right now they're using AI to read those Egyptians, rocks, and try to see what it's saying. So AI, it's learning so much, and it's learning us. Because right now we're talking about this, Carmen, and this video is going to YouTube. And YouTube with Gemini, that's their own AI system, is gonna like listen to everything that we're talking, and gonna say, "Oh, okay, and they're talking about diabetes. Oh, diabetes, something like, oh, that's big. Okay, let me see if I have other people talking about diabetes. Oh, yeah, a lot of people talking about diabetes. So I need to learn about, So they're like just growing, growing, growing. And the problem with AI, they're not like us. We spent like our first 2 decades, learning how to walk, how to talk. No, AI is there already. They don't need to go back. They're just learning more and more and more. So what's happening right now, in 5 years, they're saying 2027, we're going to have already like a sentient, like a singularity for AI. That means that it's going to be more smarter than a human being. It's already smarter, but I'm saying it will be able to think, to rationalize, and really decide things. And that's going to be really crazy, because with that, we're going to have robots. So I don't know. It's crazy to think about it. I'm super excited, at
Yeah.
the same time, because I love this area, technology and all of that. We're going to be able to maybe cure cancer and cure diabetes and cure a lot, because with all that data that AI is like grabbing and is reading, is learning, he's gonna figure out ways of fixing things for us. So it's exciting. At the same time, we need to think about how they're gonna use that.
That double-edged sword. Okay,
Yes.
and so you mentioned to me, and I'm still waiting for the link, that you did an avatar. Que yo no sé, tú hiciste algo con
Yeah.
AI contigo, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yo estoy
Yeah.
loca para ver lo que tú hiciste.
I open. I'm using I don't want to do propaganda, but I'm using a AI website. Hey Jan, and to create an avatar. What is avatar? It's
Yeah,
crazy, because avatar,
yeah.
like, people think it's the movie, and it's kind of what the movie was saying, because you create someone to be you. In this case, I'm creating my avatar like equal me, like with my face, with my gestures, the way I speak, with my own voice. And that's so crazy because right now I can make a video. I can be here with you and not be me. And
That's me.
I can put an avatar to talk with you. And right now, because all the
Wow.
processing power that we need to have and all of
Wow.
that, it's not like live yet. You can create a video and everybody gonna see the video because it's pre-made, pre-recorded, of me saying something, and you're gonna like believe that it's me. Right now, we cannot do a live interaction like this because they need to process what you're saying. They need to understand in the back. They need to process, make the video moving. So we are not there yet to use AI or avatars as a human being, let's say like that, to interact with people right now. But we have like phone calls. We can
Yeah.
have an agent right now that's gonna answer your phone and say, "Hey, hi, how you doing? You just called Pedro Figueroa, but he's not available right now. Please leave your message or let me know what you need." And say, "Oh, I need to talk with
Oh,
him because I want to do a live streaming." Oh, that's so awesome! The agent understand what you're saying, and that's
yeah.
so crazy.
It's
That's
crazy.
like,
That's how I feel with Chat GPT.
yeah.
You know, yeah, and chat will tell me, thank you, that's a good idea. Y yo, ¿de qué tú hablas? Y me habla en español.
Yeah, but like I said, what's happening because the human being is so crazy. We are so crazy because people are using that like because maybe they are depressed and they're using as a
Yeah,
friend,
yeah,
even as a lover.
yeah.
It's crazy. They're using it in the different ways that we don't like really like. That a normal person would say, okay, I'm using ChatGPT for this, but they're using for crazy stuff, and that's bad in one way, and I'm like scared about that. But I'm 54,
Yeah, with
so
good reason. With good reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I can see because I love so much technology. I was born in 71. At that time, we didn't have a
Wow.
remotes on the TV. We
Yes.
have a cable, a little cable
Yes.
with a little remote here with a
Yes.
cable.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
had like maybe 7 channels or eight
Yeah.
channels.
That was a lot.
And then what?
Wow.
Yeah, and then you need to pay cable TV at one time. We didn't have
Wow.
internet and nothing. I remember still like internet, but
You had to
to
unplug the
connect.
phone.
Yeah, that was so crazy. You could not send like a picture. It take like
No,
a half an hour to send like a small little bitmap.
that was big. Yeah,
And,
no,
and
that
and
was.
so because we went through all of that, we see what we have now and say, "Oh my God, that's
You just
so
think it.
amazing."
You
Yeah,
just think
cars
it.
are driving by
They
himself.
sells. Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's crazy, and all those kids that are coming right now, we need to open their eyes about like diabetes and all of this
Yes,
because we
yes,
still have the same problems that we have in like a couple of
yes,
years ago or
yes.
decades ago. So I think
Even
education
worse.
is the main thing.
Even worse because the children are getting lost in cyber. And there's all kinds of stuff happening out there. Not only trafficking and bullying, but
Yeah,
this sextortion where they trick kids into sending a
yeah.
picture and tú sabes. So that's why I like to work con los jóvenes, para que ellos vean and they start talking to each other and they start, con la comunidad. Pero mira, so can we expect to see your avatar next time? Do you
Oh
think
yeah,
when?
I can bring it. And you know what? I think let me see here. Let me see if I
Yeah, because
have
we're
here
planning to
because
do a weekly show, but like I see,
yeah,
keep the
let me see
conversation going.
if I can connect to this account and I can show you online. So let me see if I
Enséñame,
can do it.
yo estoy, yeah, yo estoy loca para ver eso. And we invite, folks to join us. Mi casa es tu casa,
Sure.
charlas, just sharing information. Like Miss Mexico winning. I love that. It was tough for me. I thought maybe Miss Puerto Rico was going to win the U.S., I mean, the universe contest.
Let me
Pero
see here.
Miss
I'm
Mexico.
trying.
So to have those kind of conversations, uplifting.
Okay, so let me show you. You're gonna be like,
Enséñame.
this is
Enséñame,
crazy.
enséñame,
Let me
enséñame.
share my screen with you guys. So let me share my
Show us.
window tab. Hey Jen, I need to have audio and share. So let me bring it up here. Okay, so you see on the
Okay.
side here, that little face there, that's not me. That's a computer.
There's a
That's
computer.
Avatar. Yeah, but let me play the video so you're gonna
Wow.
see that I'm gonna be talking. So let
It
me
looks
just
like
play
you're at
the.
the Senate hearing. It looks like
Look that. Look this. Let me see its audio there. Look this.
StreamYard has introduced a feature called
Oh, this
multi-aspect
have
ratio
my. This
streaming that
has
allows users.
a female voice. It's not
Yeah,
this
I was
one.
gonna say,
Yeah,
Oye
that's not me.
Pepe, you sound
That's what.
fabulous, nene.
Yeah, that's when I was like trying. Let me see. This one is the right one.
StreamYard has introduced.
It's the same one. Come on. Maybe it's this one here.
Wow, it looks so good. Look at that.
StreamYard has just launched its multi aspect ratio streaming, or MARS, truly revolutionizing how you broadcast your valuable content. With Mars, you can effortlessly stream in both landscape for desktops and portrait for mobiles from one single session, reaching everyone in their preferred format without needing separate
Wow.
studios.
You're
Manage
able to
everything
listen
easily
everything?
from a single
Yeah,
intuitive
I'm interested
interface with
because
optional real-time dual-view previews
this is the
available.
future. This is the
Assets like
present. This
backgrounds
isn't
and
the future.
overlays
This is the right now.
auto-adjust
So
automatically.
all those images
But
was
you can
created by
customize them.
the software.
Show in one
So I didn't edit
orientation,
nothing.
use different
It just
assets
added
per
for me.
format, or
It put
replace
like the
specifically.
you
Built-in
just fed
layouts
it.
adapt automatically for popular
I
social
told them
media
like what
platforms
the
like
text that I
YouTube,
wanted me to
Instagram,
say.
and Facebook, ensuring optimal
And so these
display
are like
results
paid
every time.
memberships
Upgrade
that.
your streaming with
Pero
StreamYard's
mira pa
powerful
allá.
MARS today. That's crazy. It moves my head. It do everything. I didn't like. What the hell? You're gonna believe that I'm like there and using like it's. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, it's hard to know who's real now and who's
Oh
not.
yeah, and you know what, Carmen? I can do the same video and do it in Spanish, and do it in a language that I even don't know how like
I
speak in
know.
German and in whatever,
I know.
So it's
I
it gotta
know.
mimic my mouth, so the lipstick is like going with the voice, and
Yes.
it's my voice. He's using my voice. So it's like I'm like sometimes I say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm scared. And this is not something new, Carmen. This is happening already like for a year or two. I'm just going
Wow.
right now because I was kind of scary. I was like, I don't want to do that. Do I
Yeah,
really
pero
want to do
you
that?
have to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's research. And
Yeah, I
we're
need
with
to do
Partners for
that.
Pain. We're big in research. And that's what you're doing. And then as you research that, then you share it with us. Because ¿qué sabemos nosotros? Por favor, tú sabes.
It's
Eso es
crazy.
bien, and with all the scammers, hey baby, I love you, send me 50 million bucks,
Yeah, and you're gonna believe it because like it has the voice of the person that you love, and it's
Yo te
like,
quiero
yeah,
también.
now you need to have like a password to talk with someone, and then you say, hey, what's the password?
That's my password.
So
Yeah.
to be sure that you're talking with the right person. That's so like crazy.
Well, it gives us a good content to,
Yeah,
let la gente know lo que está pasando y que tengan sabiduría y que no crean todo lo que ven, lo que oyen, lo que le dicen, pero también tener conversaciones and join us and let us know
yeah, we
de
need
qué
to
más podemos
educate.
hablar.
Yeah,
Vamos
we
a
need to educate
educar.
people.
Tenemos un
Teníamos que
año
hacer eso.
nuevo. Tenemos un año nuevo que
Sí,
está
we need to do
entrando.
it.
Vamos a
Yeah.
hacer eso y vamos a ver cómo al fin del año, cómo podemos ayudar o cómo ellos nos pueden ayudar a nosotros para nosotros darles esa información.
Yeah,
Te
let's do
aprecio
it.
tanto. I can't begin to tell
También,
you how much
muchas
te
gracias.
aprecio.
Was a
And
pleasure being here, and let's do
thank
this
you.
more times.
Yes,
I love to be here. I love to do live
we're going to do
streaming,
this every
controlling.
weekend. Yes, we have to
Yeah,
do this
even in the
every weekend.
backstage. I don't need to be here in the front of the cameras.
Pero no, pero ¿de qué yo voy a hablar? Yo no sé de
Yeah.
esto. Yo estoy buscando información. Educate
Yeah.
me. I'm that person that's scared,
Yeah.
you know, to to look at my blood. I'd rather not know. Thanks.
And one more thing to people to understand: when you help people, when you talk about whatever you know, you're like saving more of that information in your head. So don't
Yes,
be
right.
afraid to teach people. You're teaching
See,
yourself at the same time. You're learning more. So
that's
don't be
right.
afraid, because I have a lot of friends that say, "Hey, you teaching people how to do this or do that, tap, 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 tap." You know, they're gonna bite you in the end somehow. Gonna take your work. I was like, no,
No, no.
I'm developing a way that I can learn more. I'm making more
Yeah.
space. I'm in my head that the more I talk about something, it's so
The more you
easy to talk
learn.
about it. Because I
Yes.
know I know that subject or that thing so deep that talk about
Yes.
it. It's so easy. But how you develop that? Talking
Yes.
about it. You
Talking
know?
about having
Yeah, that's it.
conversaciones. Pues, thank you so much for starting the show with our new songs by
Oh, you're
Chewy.
welcome.
And I look forward to next week. We're gonna get more, stabilized and
Let's do
uh,
it.
pa,
We are
pa,
here
pa,
already like for an hour. It was so fast. I talk too much.
Es que we're always like that porque hay tanto para hablar
Oh,
y hay
yeah.
tanto para entender, and teachers like yourself, because that's how I see you as a teacher, that can draw a picture. Cuando tú hablas, yo no oigo las palabras, yo veo a connection. This dot
Good.
connects to that
Thank
dot.
you. Muchas gracias.
Yeah, y eso es bien importante, because I believe more people are like me. What? ¿Qué dijo? So,
Well,
gracias.
muchas gracias.
Y to everybody, happy gratitude week.
Oh,
As-
yeah. Thanksgiving this week,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
So happy
Every day I'm
Thanksgiving.
thankful. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so
We need
thankful
to
every
be. We're
single day.
alive and we need to
I'm
use
so
whatever we have, our
thankful.
voice, you
Yes,
know?
yes, yes. Every day, mucha alegría y mucha gratitud porque I open my eyes one more time,
Yeah.
and
And we
yeah,
need to live our life like that. We never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
no,
So live your life like
live your
foolish,
life, and you never know how you save someone with a smile. Just
Oh,
so simple,
yeah.
or a
Yeah.
hello. You don't got to do anything else. Just
Yeah.
acknowledge them, and people have saved my life that way when I've been down. You did that once not too long ago.
No, and sometimes it's crazy because like if you open the door for someone, you
Yeah.
just be, hey, hi, thank you.
Thank you
Like
so much.
sometimes can
Yeah.
be like be so big for someone. So
Es
just do it.
grandísimo. And we pass it forward. So con
Yes.
eso, we say goodbye and thank you very much. Y hasta la semana que viene.
All right.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
you.
human partnership and strong mind, strong body foundation.
All
Gracias.
right. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Gracias.